So if you missed him last weekend or if he wasn't in your area, Bert's coming to the following cities on his Permission to Party World Tour. October 9th, Lincoln, California. October 10th, Missoula. October 11th, Everett, Washington. October 12th, Portland, Oregon. And you can avoid scalpers and go to bertbertbert.com. That's where you're going to get your lowest ticket prices. What do you think it's like to be me?
Oh, I bet it's fucking bliss. Just fucking bliss.
Why?
You wake up and you go, that was a nice sleep. I'm going to go get me some coffee. And then you walk downstairs, you go, look at that dog. Look at that dog. Look at that dog. Hey, Mr. Cat. Hey, Mr. Cat. I'm getting coffee. I'm getting coffee.
You're pretty close.
Yeah.
I have two special guests today on my 400th episode. The last time she was a guest, she had an anal gland problem and caused quite a ruckus, but we decided to let her back in.
Back when Isla was living with us.
Back when we had a BBI.
We're all dressed up.
I know. I got dressed up today. I'm glad it inspired you to dress up as well. You look very handsome.
It was kind of fun.
It was kind of fun. You know why I did it?
Because it's your 400th episode.
Well, I mean, there's that. But I started thinking, for one, I bought this dress a long time ago. So Rachel, who was a podcast guest, who has linear fashion, linear designs.
Orthodox Jewish?
Yes. Designed this dress, and I loved it. So I bought it, but I'd never worn it. And I was like, well,
You're doing that a lot with clothes lately.
I am. I'm trying to.
Is that the joy of being skinny?
Maybe, but I'm not that much skinnier than I was 6 months ago. I'm just a little. I think what happened is this. I started trying to think about, as I read this book, and the author's going to be on my podcast later this week. I don't know when her episode releases, but she talks a lot about authenticity in her book. And I know authenticity is kind of a buzzword, but when I read her book, I thought about myself in a different way. And one of the things I thought about is when I was a little girl and I spent the summers with my dad, and I was at my Aunt Phyllis and Uncle Steve's house across the street. My great Aunt Charlotte lived across the street, and my great Aunt Isla. It was my great grandfather, Papa Kemp's house, and Charlotte lived in Papa Kemp's house. And Isla lived there too, and she was not in New York City. And one day, Charlotte walked across the street with this huge box of high heel shoes from the 50s. And some dresses from the 50s and 60s that she gave me and Stephanie to play dress up. My favorite thing to do was play dress up. And I wore dresses and high heels because I would run around like my day-to-day clothes was really tomboy. I wore like just beat up jeans and no shoes. I never brushed my hair. But that box, Stephanie and I would spend so much time in that box putting on like fancy dresses and high heels. And I was like, I don't ever do that. I mean, I dress nicely, but I don't ever dress up like a dress. And so after reading that book, I was like, I think I'm going to start wearing dresses more often and comfortable heels, maybe not crazy high heel shoes, but why not? There's part of playing dress up in life that could be really empowering instead of being like, oh, I don't want to dress up, because that's how you think about it. Usually it's kind of a pain. But if you dress up in something that's also comfortable, this dress is so comfortable. I may as well be wearing a tracksuit. It's the same. It's my 400th episode. I'm so excited that you're my guest. So I had a special guest, and that person had a family emergency. And unfortunately, it's my fault, left it to the last minute to book this episode. So thank you very much for hopping on my 400th episode.
Of course.
Which is kind of cool because you were my first episode ever. And now my 400th.
And the impetus of this entire podcast.
Yes. Well, yes, you are the impetus of my entire podcast.
I said, hey, just try it. You might like it.
You did. And I was hesitant, but I'm really glad.
You said, what if no one listens? Then awesome. You get to do 100 episodes that no one listens to and get good at. And then someone's going to listen to 100 and go, this isn't that bad.
This isn't that bad.
Yeah, that's the whole point. I'm telling you. By the way, everyone should start a podcast that wants to start a podcast.
Yes.
Everyone should.
Yes.
It is fun to talk by yourself or with another person for an extended period of time is an exercise. Mm-hmm. It is a muscle. And it is, I think it helps you develop or learn what you need to develop. I mean, there's a lot to learn from doing a podcast. I'm very grateful that I've done Bertcast. I'm very grateful that I've done Something's Burning and Two Bears, One Cave. I've learned, I've laughed, and I am so proud of you for taking that step into the dark with all the fear that anyone listening right now that's doubting why they should start a podcast. She had all that same fear, and she took that step into the dark anyway.
Aw, thanks, babe.
I'm really proud of you. 400 episodes. Listen, I've got buddies, and I mean this with love. I don't mean this like shitty, and I acknowledge that it may be a different journey for you being my wife, and with me having been in podcasting as long as I have, and with the relationships I have within podcasting, I'm getting all of that. I don't want to shade anyone, but I have had buddies who haven't done podcasts as long. I've had buddies who haven't made as much money in podcasting that are great comedians. And you know, and it has nothing to do with how funny you are or how good of a podcast you are. It has to do with commitment, hard work, and are you willing to show up every fucking day and do the work?
It's consistency.
And that is what you should be proud of. It's just identical to losing weight or making a life savings is consistency. You didn't fuck it up. You were there every fucking week and you did the job. And that is an example to lead for our girls. It's an example to lead in relationships. In every aspect, I'm very, very, very proud of you.
Aw, thanks, babe. I'm very proud of you, too.
Now let's talk about the Riyadh Comedy Festival.
I don't want to.
I'm joking.
I don't want to.
I'm joking.
It's been a really fun 400, more than 400 hours. I feel like I'm closer to some of my friends because of this podcast.
Without a doubt. I'm going to argue that you and Kirsten's relationship is rock solid because of this podcast.
Yes, for sure. I mean, we had a great friendship before, but now we feel like I have so many experiences with her, not just here, but on our cruise. We did a live podcast in Hollywood once, and she's a really valuable part of my life. So is Kathy. Kathy was before the podcast. She is now. I feel like sometimes I would never see those two ladies if I didn't podcast with them because we're all so busy, not just me. But, you know, Kirsten still has a high schooler. And Kathy's working now, and she was a stay-at-home mom when we were first friends, and now she's, you know, working with kids that have learning differences and behavioral issues. And so I would never see them if I didn't podcast with them. And I've got to meet so many comedians that I wouldn't know if I hadn't podcasted with them. So many great young ladies that came in and chatted about stuff. And I've read a lot of books. I definitely would not be in the rhythm of reading books like I am now if I didn't have a book club on my podcast.
Tell the person listening right now why they should start a podcast. And listen, I understand it's a very saturated market. Don't do it to get famous. That's not why you do a podcast. I'm being dead serious. Don't do it to get famous. You do it to grow personally. So find the thing that you love in life that you want to share, be it history, be it literature, be it exercise, be it parenting, be it efficiency.
Skincare.
Be it
makeup.
Listen, there's one of the most popular forms of podcasting is guys who listen to podcasts and talk about the podcasts they've listened to. Now, some of them are negative, some of them are positive, but hey, man, good for them. Yeah. They created a podcast. And some of them I'm not a fan of. They've hurt my feelings, but I still applaud the fact that they fucking did it. It's so hard to do. It really is. And by the way, it can be very inexpensive. We have a little higher production value over here, but that's just simply because we have the means to be able to put it into the podcast. I always looked at podcasts as an extension of social media. I always looked at it as, and those are not my words, those are Joe's, but that is, I always looked at it as like I'm better in story form.
Well, even if you look at Mel Robbins' early podcast, it's her looking into a computer screen or a camera on her computer and probably a ring light. That's it. It's really not that deep. It doesn't have to be crazy.
But how much shit have we garnered from Mel Robbins? Just me and you listening, and the conversations we've had about Mel Robbins or listening to Mel Robbins together.
Yep. Brene Brown.
She's very amazing. Helpful in life. Brene Brown.
Very helpful in life.
Listen, I'll tell you this. I think podcasting is the best thing to have happened to media in the last 20 years, in my opinion. Now, if I having said that, I think streaming I'm just going to justify it. I think streaming is awesome, but it's taken away from the movie theaters. I don't think we get our blockbuster movies that we used to love. I think our summers have changed because of it, and that bums me out. Now, I love our streamers. Obviously, I've had a great relationship with Netflix. I love that, but now you make movies for Netflix, which is really cool. It's different. So that's that.
It would be fun if they could coexist.
It would be great.
Yeah.
But honestly,
you could still have the summer blockbuster and everybody fill the movie theater. That would be amazing.
That's still what's happening with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
That guy.
Yeah.
I think
someone's walking down the hall. Oh, what is that?
These are dirty sodas.
They're dirty sodas? Are we celebrating Sober October in a new way? What is this dirty soda?
Oh, they're so good.
What is it?
Kinds.
4 kinds.
All mystery flavors.
Mystery?
Have you tried these?
Yes, they're all really good.
Oh, they're really
Okay.
good? So wait, are you going to tell us the flavor?
You may need to help us.
Oh, okay.
So do you know which is which?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's pretty good.
What is it?
Mm-hmm.
Hang on.
I don't know.
Mine.
I can't.
So real quick, let me explain what a dirty soda is. Dirty sodas are very big in Utah and in Idaho. They are made for LDS moms, Church of the Latter-day Saints,
Okay.
Mormon moms,
Yeah.
because they can't have coffee. So Starbucks, like every other mom gets before drop-off, they can't enjoy that. However, they can enjoy some caffeine from a Diet Coke because Joseph Smith said you can't have hot beverages. It's the bean of the devil. And I don't know, I'm guessing. I'm guessing. He said you can't have hot beverages, but then...
You can't drink a hot beverage?
I don't fucking know, LeeAnn.
Why?
LeeAnn, I barely listen to anything, and this is all I accrued from this one weekend I had in Idaho.
But you can eat hot soup?
I hate that she does this. I hate that she does
wait.
this. Hang on. You're asking the guy with no
soup?
information. You're asking the guy with zero information.
But you were...
Just let me tell the story.
But you were posturing as if you had information. So it's confusing.
Okay, so pretend that I'm just making this up.
Okay.
But that I have 80% of the information. So the moms take their Stanley cups in the morning and they stop by these soda shops.
What if they have a hydro flask? Is that okay?
They do that too with a hydro flask. And these dirty sodas are like they're the rage.
Oh, okay.
And we made fun of them. They're complicated, seem like a lot of calories, but I think most of these are probably calorie free. And we had a dirty soda cart. Dirty soda cart outside of our venue.
Okay.
And so we tried a bunch and we lost our shit.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Did you try your shit?
I tried my shit. I'm going to try mine. You ready?
Yeah. Cheers, baby doll.
Sober October. Dirty sodas and all.
Cheers. Oh.
Let me explain to everyone when they explain the ingredients, which you may or may not heard. Only because I'm sure someone's going, wait, what the fuck are you drinking?
Uh-huh.
So these are sodas that the LDS moms drink, and it gives them caffeine. It's a little sugar. We got sugar free, but these are the syrups that you see at like Starbucks or whatever. There's the pump of syrups.
Torani or something they're called?
Yeah. And usually at these shops, they have like every syrup you could ever imagine. And then these are the coffee mate creamers they put in them. It's a lot of chemicals.
It's a lot of chemicals.
But for Sober October, it's this or vodka.
It's this or vodka. I think you're better off. You, with either scenario, though, you should probably be drinking water in between.
They make a thing called Barbie water.
What's Barbie water? Coconut water and pink stuff?
Coconut, strawberry in water, all sugar-free. And it makes water taste amazing.
It does.
Keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to finish the thought.
Okay, so I think podcasting, for me at least, has been learning in public, sort of. So learning out loud, maybe. And then I always feel like when you watch someone learn, you learn yourself, right? So, and not everybody seeks out deep thoughts type conversations. I kind of do. And I also seek out just goofy, silly conversations, but I'm always interested in learning.
I kind of don't.
You don't seek out deep
but it's
thoughts
okay. What you're saying is
that you can listen to one and not have to do it yourself.
Like I love Rogan. I love Rogan's podcast, but there's a lot I don't listen to because I just it's above my pay grade.
Yeah.
I don't listen to any of the political ones. I don't listen to any of the alien guy that dug up the pyramids and found aliens. Like, I like more history stuff. I've always liked the Jordan Peterson, and I know those are political, but like the more like anti-establishment kind of guys, or the ones when, boys like those. I love any of the hunting ones because I always tell good hunting stories. I like more of a storytelling podcast.
Yeah.
That's why I like history podcasts.
Yeah.
Is it's storytelling. And I think I like stories. I like stories.
Yeah. I can't get into history podcasts. They put me to sleep. They're like 1944 and then 1947. And then I'm like, you lost me in between the dates.
Yeah.
I like one of my favorite podcasts. I've listened to it a million, but I've probably really listened to it 4 times, is S-Town. That was such a great podcast. Do you remember S-Town?
Yeah. I'm going to sound really fucking like a meathead right now. All the NPR podcasts.
That's not NPR.
All the NPR, and it's got an NPR feel. Sounds like a girl who's like a little waif, and she gets coffee in the mornings, and she's like, "Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is S-Town." Like, it's like,
see what you mean.
I like those turn me off. I want
the highly produced ones.
can I tell you what I need in a podcast?
Tell me what you need in a podcast.
British dude who's probably Indian.
Yeah, but you're already listening to that.
And, okay,
like
that's one.
Shankta Redongton, I think's his name.
Shankta
Hidden
Redongton.
Brain.
No.
Hidden Brain's a great podcast, but that's NPR. But I love that podcast, Hidden Brain. So great. When I started this podcast, it seemed like I had to figure it all out on my own. Scripts, setup, filming schedule, logos. It was super overwhelming. And every day seemed to introduce a new decision that needed an answer. When you're starting off with something new, it seems like your to-do list keeps growing every day with new tasks, and that list can easily begin to overrun your life. Finding the right tool that not only helps you out, but simplifies everything can be such a game changer. For millions of businesses, that tool is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S., from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. What if I can't design a website? Shopify's got you from the get-go with beautiful, ready-to-go templates to match your brand style. What if I need a hand? Get help with everyday tasks like enhancing product images, writing product descriptions, or generating discount codes with Shopify's AI tools created for commerce. What if people haven't heard about my brand? Shopify helps you find your customers with easy-to-run email and social media campaigns. And what if I get stuck? Shopify's always around to share advice with their award-winning 24/7 customer support. We've been using Shopify for years, and what I love about Shopify is, being that I'm not a super tech-savvy person, it is so intuitive and really easy for me. I can check my inventory. I can check what has shipped, what has not shipped, what orders have been placed, what's my income, what's my overhead, practically. It's a really great tool for running a small business or a big business. Turn your big business idea into cha-ching with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/wife. Go to shopify.com/wife. Shopify.com/wife.
Hold on. Hang on.
I listened to The Hidden Brain. I listened to survival stories, true survivor stories.
True survivor stories.
So good.
Hang on. Hold on.
True survivor stories, so good.
So I don't have permission to listen to that.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't either.
So Isla discovered true survival stories.
And she
then
holds them hostage.
And she holds them hostage.
She won't let us watch some without her, but I can listen to some that she's listened to already. So she's way ahead of me, because you and she would listen to them on your go to school, and I wasn't in the car with you. So you guys have a whole library of real survivor stories that I haven't listened to. So I can listen to the ones that she's already heard.
Short history on anything on Noiser is amazing. Sherlock Holmes.
I think Noiser, I'm sorry.
Jane Austen.
Jane Austen?
Welcome to Jane Austen Stories. I'm Julie Andrews. In this series,
Julie
scan
Andrews?
through the pages of one of the greatest novels ever written, Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, you could fucking listen to this.
I could listen to that.
That's on Noise. Noiser's my favorite network. My favorite network.
I belong to Noiser, but I get really bored in Noiser podcasts. I don't know why. They're very boring. But I have lately been, I don't know. I think this may be very boring.
Well, you think this may be very boring, did you say?
Yeah, I think this is boring.
No. It's not boring. This is what
I think this is a boring 400. I think we're kind of
we're talking about. Our favorite podcasts.
We're under-delivering. No, we're watching you on the phone find podcasts and play them in the microphone. So let's bump it up a little bit. Let's step it up. We're dressed like super fancy. Let's talk about something super fancy. I'm going to take your phone away from you.
Yeah, I bet you will.
No. You want me to try right now?
No, stop. No, stop. No, stop. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Exactly. How many times do you think you've picked up your phone in this podcast?
What's your favorite podcast episode you've done?
That I've done?
Where you were
hard.
like, that was good.
You know, the one that always comes back to me is a twofer. It's when I did a podcast about sex with Kathy and Sam. And then I did the podcast about sex with Bert and Steven.
That was a good one.
And I was really profoundly surprised at the difference in the women and the men and their perspectives about sex. It really surprised me. And those two podcasts come back to me a lot.
Yeah.
Because
that was a great.
It was really cool because
it's really smart.
It was, well, thank you. But I really, that one has stuck with me all this time. That, and when I talked about my 20s versus my 30s versus my 40s, that one really stuck with me too. That was with Jeannie Turbo and I think Kathy. And we just talked about what happened in each phase of life. And I felt like it was helpful. Like it would be helpful for someone in their 20s to hear like, oh, your 20s are about making mistakes and learning from them. And your 30s are about practicing who you are. And your 40s are about really just relaxing into who you are. And 50s to me is about change again. There's so much that changes in your 50s, from menopause to empty nest. Some people are empty nesters in their 40s, but I don't know. This has been another like metamorphosis decade. I think your 50s where, you know, people start dying or getting sick and everything just kind of shifts around in this decade. So that was a really great one. Terry Diaz, when I chatted with Terry Diaz, that was a really good podcast.
Yeah.
I felt like she was so real and telling me her experience of, you know, meeting and falling in love with Joey Diaz. And Joey, you know, they're like family.
Yeah.
So when they lived here, they were especially like family. So that one was really special. Push did one podcast with me, and that one was really special. Anytime Sandy's on is always memorable. Sandy's such a hoot and such a wild card.
What female comedians have you had on?
I love every time I see Fortune whether it's here or not.
Biscuits.
And I love Whitney. I mean, Whitney's only done my podcast one time, but I love her. And I love Fortune. And I mean, Catherine Blanford was on.
Shane Torres, Louis J. Gomez.
Oh, I thought you were talking about women.
No, I'm talking about and comics. I'm just talking about comics.
Oh, I thought
now.
you said female. Sorry. Yeah, Shane.
LeeAnn Morgan.
Ryan Sickler.
You got LeeAnn Morgan before she was like crazy famous.
I did. I think she was.
Do you think you're the one that broke her?
I do not. Of course not. No, I'm absolutely not the one that broke her.
Do you think that it was kind of like a misstep that she didn't thank you when she went up and announced at the Golden Globes?
No, I do not.
And she should have said,
from one LeeAnn to another.
Pascal, if I hadn't met LeeAnn Kreischer.
From one LeeAnn to another, I say thank you. No, I absolutely, of course.
All right, let's talk about your live podcast experience.
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
Well, I have done 2 live podcasts. One was in Hollywood in a little bitty theater, a little black box theater in Hollywood. And I was still pretty early on my podcast career. It was maybe my first year.
Mm-hmm.
And it was part of a little live podcast festival that someone put on and invited me to. And I was so flattered to be invited. And Kathy Kirsten did it with me. And we were so nervous, or at least I was so nervous. And I think there were maybe 15 people in the audience. It was tiny, but it was really fun. It was really fun. It was, you know, it's nice to be invited. And then on the cruise, when we did the live Wife the Party, I don't know if I would say I was hesitant, but I never have I think there's a weird thing with being your wife, right? I have so much to say that has nothing to do with being married to you.
Mm-hmm.
I am a full and complete and pretty evolved human being. I think I am fairly wise. I've got so much left to learn. But I'm 55. At this point, if I haven't lived and learned from my life and have things to share, something's wrong, right? So just in being 55 and having grown up in a small town, moved to Atlanta, moved to New York City, moved to LA, just that in and of itself brings with it a lot of like trial and error and wisdom. So when the cruise came around 2 years ago and they were like, well, LeeAnn should do a live podcast, I was like, I don't want to be that person, even though one might argue I can't help but be that person, that people do find me simply because I'm your wife, not because they're looking for me.
Yep.
But I had so much fun at that podcast. I felt like Kathy and Kirsten were a lot more nervous because there were a lot more people and it was a really big theater on this cruise ship. And I just kind of started saying, who cares? And had fun. It was really fun.
Now,
I did 3. I forgot. I did one at the Nashville Comedy Festival.
I'm sorry, what?
I did the Nashville Comedy Festival with
Talon?
Yes, with Talon and Charo.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with Will and Taylor's wife.
I was there for that.
It was really fun. Yes, I was really nervous for that one.
Yeah.
Because that was just about me. I mean, obviously people still buy tickets because I'm your wife. I get it. But there were so many people there that were like, we drove 2 hours just to see you. It was really kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'd ever thought I would have any kind of fame or anything. I really don't. When I started podcasting, that wasn't really my intention. I'd rather have people listen and remain faceless, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? I'd just rather people listen to what we're talking about and hope that they can be entertained or can learn from what I talk about on my podcast.
Miss Pat.
Miss Pat's amazing. Miss Pat is a friend. Like, we have become such good friends. And I met her because
You and Pat are friends. You and
friends.
You and Bunny are friends.
Bunny and I are friends, for sure. And I would not have met either of those women, I don't think. It's not that I wouldn't have met them. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to talk to them the way that I talked to them on the podcast were it not for my podcast.
That is the most, and this is a podcast about podcasting right now, technically.
I think it maybe is.
We're talking about the 400th episode about podcasting, but that is the coolest thing about a podcast is I don't get the opportunity to sit with Jeff Foxworthy for an hour and a half unless we're doing a podcast or Funny Marco or quite honestly, Tom. Tom and I text, maybe we spend a lot of time together. I was going to say,
you text Tom like almost every day.
I know, but we lately with Porosos, we're spending a lot of time together. But when we podcast, that's a moment where we get to sit down and talk. Mm-hmm. And that's, go ahead. Miss
Pat asked me to read her book before it was published. Rabbit. Yep. And so I read it as a book club book with Kathy and Kirsten, and we were just blown away by that book. And then she came and did your podcast later, and I stole her from mine for a little bit to talk to her about her book. And I think in talking about her book, she just started reaching out to me because I would never impose myself on someone like Pat. I would want them, or even Bunny, they're so famous that I would never want them to think that I had any kind of like, I want to be famous too. That's just not my MO. So when Pat started reaching out to me after she podcasted with me, we have really genuinely become friends. I mean, when I talk to her, it's like for an hour on the phone. And we talk about our kids and we talk about careers and we talk about barbecues and we talk about, all kind of bullshit and DJs and whatever. And the same with Bunny. Every once in a while, Bunny's busy. And I just check in and say, how's it going? And she always checks in with me. Mm-hmm. And what a gift it was for her to come. And I had no idea who she was. Jelly just kept saying, you're going to love my wife and she's going to love you. We had the best conversation.
But that's the thing is if we had just gone to dinner, you'd get some time with her, but it's a 4-way conversation.
Mm-hmm.
When you sit one-on-one with someone, it's such a gift to be able to get to know them, you know?
Yeah. And for whatever reason, for some people, when the microphone comes on, you become really honest.
I think
And for some people,
it's the opposite.
it's the opposite. They become very guarded. But for people like Bunny and like Pat and like me, I just become really honest. And so do they. And so it just makes for a safer space, I think. I think if we were just sitting around in a restaurant, we would wonder. It's almost like the audience keeps you honest. So then Bunny or Pat or someone like that knows that if I'm saying it for the audience, it must be real, because I wouldn't bullshit on camera or something. Maybe, I don't know.
Now here, what about my big question is, will we ever get the podcast tour in the bus, you and the girls, 3 cities, 1 weekend? Will that ever happen?
Being what girls?
Whatever girls you want to take. You got 4 bunks.
Oh, how fun would that be? That would be so much fun.
I look at, like, if you're ever going to take advantage of me, that's the way to do it. Have fun with it. I mean, people do podcast tours all the time. Are You Garbage had a quite successful. Now, granted, their podcast is
huge. My podcast
huge.
is not huge. That's the thing about my
Does it sure
podcast.
look okay on me? I feel like it's bunching.
I think it looks really nice. I
Okay.
think you look very handsome. I love the hat. You look
Tighter
very
on my tits.
You're very handsome.
There you go.
That's sexy.
But Are You Garbage has a great time taking their podcast on tour.
But they have a far bigger following.
Of
than
course
I
they do, but it's not about, the road is fun, but it was always fun.
Well,
I've
the
always
road is
enjoyed-
fun.
No,
I
no,
love
no,
the road.
No, the road is fun. It was always fun. When I made $1,000, when I made $700, when I made $1,300, when I made $3,500, when I made $6,000, it was always fun. It got incrementally more fun with more money because you feel like you weren't wasting your time, but the road is fun. And I think that is something that I've always wanted you to explore, is take the bus for a weekend. Fuck breaking even. Have the life experience where you, Kathy, Kirsten, Sandy, and one other person go out and do a tour of clubs. Live on the bus, do small rock venues, do small block box theaters, do what you think you could sell. Don't sell. Do it for free. Do it for free and sell merch. Do it for the life experience to get to know your fans. I'm in a crossroads right now because, I'm still doing arenas, despite the fact that I've said a number of times I want to go back to theaters. I'm still doing arenas, not only because I want to do more shows for my special. That's it. I want to do as many reps as I can. So that's why I'm doing stand up tonight, because I have to get the reps in. And when you do an arena, unless you're Nate Bargatze, you can only do one a night.
Right.
And so here's the thing is I lost sight of who my fans were because I didn't get to meet them anymore. I no longer went out to bars with them. I no longer did meet and greets because it was too many people. And it's just, logistically, it's just not possible. And then when we were in Rockford, Illinois, I don't know why, but I said, I'm going to do a meet and greet with anyone that wants to stick around. And we were there for like 3.5 hours.
It was a long time, yeah.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, that's right. You were there.
I was there. I was managing the meet and greet downstairs.
Oh, yeah, because I had a meet and greet downstairs. I had an official meet and greet downstairs.
Yeah, you had one from like radio sweepstakes, giveaway, meet
That's
and
why
greet.
you said that today.
Yes.
And so I've decided, and so then when I was in wherever I just was in, Yamaka? No, whatever. Yakima. I was in Yakima. I decided to go to a doors opening with fans to get to know your fans.
Yeah.
It's so fucking important.
Yeah.
It is so wildly important to know who you're talking to.
Oh, of course.
Because it should not inform what you say, but you should definitely be aware of the people who spend their hard-earned money to come to your shows.
Well, yeah.
You should be aware of who they are.
Yeah.
And
Well, the thing is about you and me is that at least I've never tried to let us get too off base with that, to just stay pretty regular. We still have the same friends we had when we were living in an 1,800 square foot house.
Say 13, because that's the house I remember.
It was 1,300 when we first bought it. It was tiny, and
it was. Hang on,
it was all our friends in the neighborhood.
It was on the smaller side, but I will say, perfect size house.
It was beautiful. It was amazing.
Perfect size house, Georgia. That's all you had to do.
That's all you had to do.
That's all you had to do.
Yeah.
That's all you had to. Ida, come down here. And then you hear a fucking those little sharp heels sprinting down a hallway, and then a leap in bed.
Yeah.
Mona. That was it. I don't know the right way to say this, because if you're living in that 1,300 square foot apartment or house right now, you want the bigger thing. You absolutely do. I absolutely did. Mm-hmm. We increased it to 1,800 square feet. Mm-hmm. We added 500 square feet, and it made a difference.
It was luxury.
It was crazy.
It was amazing. We just added a master bedroom, bathroom, closet. That's it.
That's it.
And we moved our kitchen. We moved our kitchen, and we added a master bedroom, bathroom, closet. That's it.
But that house was possibly, I even thought that house was too big. But you want the big one. But listen, if you're living in that house right now, fucking drinking it, especially if your kids are 3 and 5, 5 and 7, 7 and 9, 10 and 12, 15 and 13. God damn it, you're fucking lucky.
Yep.
Because you're on top of each other. You're there. Hey, we're watching a movie in here. I'm doing homework. No one's yelling. Yeah. That's the number one thing.
Yeah.
The day we moved into the big house, Georgia.
Yeah, no one can.
Georgia. You hear that? What?
Yeah.
What? I fucking said what? Ugh.
That's true.
So, but I don't know why. How do we get on this?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. That's what podcasting is.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Those are the best days of podcasting.
What's your favorite podcast of mine? Oh, interesting. Any of them with you on them? The ones with George and Isla are pretty good.
George and Isla ones are awesome. There was one you did with George, and my favorite podcast moment that has ever been done, and I would love if you just cut to a clip right now and play it, is when my friend Jeff was doing your podcast.
Oh, my God.
And I walked into the other room, and I said, hey, who is that? And you said, Jeff. You said, you knew him? And I went, oh, I do know him. I haven't seen him in forever. And I go, I'm going to go in. He goes, hey, hold on. He's telling a story about his dog dying. Give him a second. And I went, okay. And he finishes the story, and I walk in, and I go, Jeff? He goes, Bert. I go, I haven't seen you in forever. He goes, oh, my God, it's been forever. I go, hey, how's your dog?
It's so bad.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Good. I haven't seen you in almost like 20 years.
It's been a while.
Yeah, how's your dog?
Okay. Yeah, I know.
That was my favorite podcasting moment that I was ever a part of on your podcast. Now,
even more favorite than the Izzy's anal gland moment?
Izzy's anal gland with Isla.
No.
What happened?
Her anal glands.
She just anal gland on my. Oh my God, it's wet.
Oh,
It's
all right.
wet.
That was a great podcast.
That's it.
All right, Izzy just anal glanded on Isla.
Thank
Oh
you
my
guys.
God, Isla.
Aw.
Izzy.
Party's over.
Doing them with the girls is always fun. The girls was always fun. You and the girls were always fun.
Always fun.
Except they never really, very seldomly were they 100% themselves.
No, they weren't. No. But and I didn't think they liked being on the podcast. But when Isla was still living here, she would be like, hey, do you need me to do a podcast with you? I'd say, if you want to. And she'll go, okay. So she may, feign that she doesn't like it, but she would always ask about it.
Fucking dirty, rotten liar. She's everything I look at. She's shooting movies every day.
Yes, she is.
She's got a friend who's a film major, and she's acting in them, and helping shoot. And I'm like,
yeah, she's a dirty, rotten scoundrel.
She is
that one. By
the way, I'm on my second dirty, rotten soda.
So I think one of the things I keep thinking I'm going to be so grateful that I've done all these podcasts, because I can forever, or my kids can forever go back and watch what we were talking about when they were in school. And and see who I was when they were little and see who you were when they were little. I think it'll be really fascinating for them to watch in like 20 years and say, oh, wow, yeah, look how young they look. And also, my dad did one episode, and I am so grateful for that one episode because I think when he's gone, because at some point your parents will be gone, I'll get to look back at that one episode and see what an amazing conversation I had with him and with my Aunt Carol. I had them both on, and I think that's going to be a gift a long time from now, just for me. I mean, even though I wanted to talk about stuff about my childhood and stuff about how we grew up with them, kind of to share with the world. And so many people commented, I have an Aunt Carol, or I grew up like that, or your dad sounds just like my dad, which was really cool. Because I think people from the deep, 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 deep South, like my family, aren't really represented in the world of podcasting. Mm-hmm. I can't think of a super deep South podcast that talks about, growing up on a farm or whatever.
It's called, I forget the name of it. It's called like the Farmer's Podcast.
Is it?
I just listened to it the other day. I listened to it a couple times.
Is it called Farmer Wants a Wife?
No, it's something like that. It's like the farmer's something.
Well, that's cool.
It's a male. He talks to country musicians.
Oh, okay.
Primarily.
That's cool. But I think those are some of my favorite podcasts too, is my dad and my Aunt Carol, and when your sister's on, and I don't know, I think I had your mom on in the pandemic, but not since then. I should have her back. Talk to old G.
Yeah.
We're reading a book right now for Book Club called My Husband and His Mother. It's about mother-in-laws and their sons. Interested to see what that book's about.
What do you think the future of this podcast will hold, and when will you quit?
I don't know.
Do you think you'll quit?
I think at some point, yeah, I think I will at some point quit. I think about that a lot. This past year, I was like, why am I doing this anymore?
Hang on. That's a valid question. Mm-hmm. If you're saying, what? Not why am I doing this? Or be like, hey, why am I doing this? Mm-hmm. The why is important, but the way you emphasize the why is even more important. Because if you go like, why am I doing this? It's accusatory, and it's like, what am I doing? Mm-hmm. But if you're making money, mm-hmm. which you are, and you're enjoying yourself, which you are, then the question should be emphasized, why am I doing this? Mm-hmm. Like why am I doing this? Mm-hmm. Does that emphasis make sense?
Yeah.
So what is the question? Why do you do this?
I still learn every time I'm here. I actually really like my podcast. I like everything that happens in this room.
Are you proud of it?
I'm very proud of it. Yes, I have 400 episodes. It's a huge body of work. I'm really proud of that.
That's why you do it.
And I have to say this. I wish I had more time to focus on it. I think that I'm spinning so many plates all the time mm-hmm. that I don't get to really kind of listen. Leo, who's been a guest on this podcast multiple times, has always said to me, you should run a business as a business person or as a business owner. You should only be at about 80%. And that 20% is kind of free to problem solve or create or come up with new ideas or become innovative. Mm-hmm. And I definitely am not running at 80%. I think I'm running at 100 to 120%. So sometimes I wish I could have that little 20% so I could really come up with ideas that inspire me in a different way. But I'm always inspired. Like I said, I'm talking to this author on Friday. I cannot wait to talk to her about her book. I enjoyed her book so much. And I can't wait to talk to her about it. And the person who was supposed to come today, I can't wait to talk to her because of her life experiences over the past couple years. Mm-hmm. And I'm so curious. I think I'm such a curious person by nature. And I can only ask you the question, why, so many times before you get annoyed with me. So it's another forum for me to ask people questions and be curious. I think this is a platform for me to be curious. Not just here in the studio, but in the books I read. And every time I still subscribe to old school magazines because I'll go through a magazine and it'll give me an idea of something to think about or to ask someone about or a conversation to have with a friend. And oftentimes, if I don't see people here, I don't see people at all because I'm so busy. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. October 10th is World Mental Health Day, and this year we're saying thank you, therapists. BetterHelp therapists have helped over 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. That's millions of stories, millions of journeys. And behind everyone is a therapist who showed up, listened, and helped someone take a step forward. Moments in therapy like the right question, a safe space to cry, or a small win can change lives. This World Mental Health Day, BetterHelp is honoring those connections and the therapists who make them possible while showing how easy it is to get a guidance from a licensed therapist online with BetterHelp. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. And it works, with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. I have been in therapy for 25 years, and it has changed my life. It helps me manage my stress. It helps me be a better spouse, better mom, better friend, better person, and better to myself. I find it to be an invaluable piece of self-care. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who've helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/wife. That's betterhelp.com/wife.
No, that made me think of jokes that I want to write and try tonight. Was number one, you were saying 20%. I said, I'm not giving myself 20% at all.
No, you're not.
I think I'm going to get, I need to take a nap before I go to.
You work at a deficit almost every day.
Yeah. So, but number two, I was saying to myself, I'm not that curious. I'm not the guy that hears a noise in the woods and explores, which I think you are. I am not that curious. If someone says, don't look in that closet, I don't look in that closet.
Oh, well, I'm not dangerous.
No.
But you're curious in a different way.
I'm curious in a different way.
Yes.
But
there's something about the way that I think I'm wired, and also the way my dad raised me a little bit. And the time that I spent with my dad, there was no problem that was not interesting to solve. So if we had a leak in our log cabin, there was no like, oh, well, I can't figure it out. That's not how it worked. There was always like, what if this? What if that? What if this? What if that? Curious. Let's try this. Let's try that. Let's figure this out. Let's see if we can, patch this and move that. There was always such a curious, will this work going on at all times with my dad. And he always challenged me. He would never tell me the answer to something. He would ask me what I thought about something. Well, what do you think that is? And how do you think we should do that? And what do you think will happen if you jump over that rock? And so,
really?
Yeah, why?
So you were raised?
Yeah.
Exact opposite.
For you? But you see, what happened is my dad taught me to be curious. He taught me to ask a question and answer it myself. That's how he taught me how to think in that kind of curious way. I think I was also naturally curious, but he didn't say, if you jump over that rock, you're going to fall. He would say, what do you think is going to happen if you jump over that rock? And I would go, I don't know, maybe fall? Maybe. Want to try it and see? What can you do to keep yourself safe? To help me think through stuff. I don't know. I think it really garnered a lot of curiosity in me. But I would I'm always seeking out something to learn. And the 20%, what's really fascinating about the 20%? I went to the beach by myself, spent the whole day at the beach last weekend. And when I got in the car and started driving home, when I was on the beach, I started thinking about the red clay strays and started thinking about their connection to their religion and how I grew up in the same religion that they are in Southern Baptist religion, and how deeply rooted it is in me, even though I don't practice or go to church. And so I was thinking about some of their songs and how they are not overtly religious, but they are. Mm-hmm. So they've done a brilliant job of singing about their conviction without me feeling like they're preaching. It's almost like a proclamation for themselves of their beliefs. And it's beautiful. I mean, they have a great song called Good Godly Woman, and there's a great song called God Does. God Does is, if you really listen to it, will make you cry. It's such a beautiful song. And I was thinking about that on the beach. And then I got in the car and my brain started going, I think the most important question in the English language, the most important question is why. And if you can answer the question of why, you will find like happiness and hope and meaning. And then I just started like writing about the word why while I was driving. I actually pulled over and voice texted a bunch of stuff about the word why. And then I was really curious about my own brain thinking about the word why. And then I read a book for the author that's coming on Friday, and the word why, according to her, is a very important word. So all that happened from just spending a day at the beach. One day that I just unplugged and said, I'm not going to work today. I'm not going to clean my house. I'm not going to do laundry. I'm not going to check emails. I'm just going to sit and be present and see where my brain takes me. And that's where it took me. And I think that's really cool that I get to think like that and then come on a podcast on Friday and have a conversation with a person that talks about why. That's it. Sorry, was that a long rambling? I feel like I lost you.
No. The why, you lost me at why. Because then I started asking myself, why do I do stand-up? Why do I do a podcast?
It's the most important question.
Well, I used to do a podcast because I loved it. And then I did a podcast that made me money. And then I never capitalized on the money was like a reason to keep doing it. Mm-hmm. But I didn't like the idea of how to make more money. Mm-hmm. The idea of how to make more money was to say more outrageous stuff. And I already said outrageous stuff on Two Bears, and I regretted a lot of it. And I was like, well, with Birdcast, I'm safe. This is my little space. But then now I'm sitting there going, why do I do a podcast? And it's like, the answer is I do a podcast now, and this is based on your question of why, to expose people to new music, and to have great conversations with friends that make me giggle. I don't know if I care to inform anyone.
You don't have to.
I don't know if that's my role.
Well, you're informing people about new music.
Yeah. I just love music. And so I like sharing good music with people. And I love the fact that not everyone, but maybe someone found, Stephen Wilson Jr. through my podcast, or maybe someone found the Red Clay Strays or Marcus King or
Alex Sucks
or the Strawberry Fuzz or, anyone, Warren Haynes. Maybe they just had never heard of him.
Henry.
Who?
Corey Henry.
I mean, so.
But your why should change throughout your life. The why when you were 7 was because I like ice cream. Well, the why at 17 is because I like girls. And the why.
The why at 17 to 25. The why from 17. The why from 15 to 31 was to get pussy. Always. Get pussy.
That's career. That's a career.
Yeah. I was on, that was the why.
So you shifted
always.
Careers at 31? What was the why at 31?
To keep pussy.
At 31, you were expecting a baby.
Yeah. and then
I know you had a baby at 31, yeah.
Yeah. Then the why became, every why became to provide for my family. And then I remember a day that I was like making good money and I was like, what's the why today? And then.
What's the why today is a great question, because the why is supposed to change, and your life's journey is to search for the why.
Oh, I know the why today. I mean, the why today for me right now, like why am I podcasting? Why today? Why did I do today? Why did today do the way it did? Well, I have an inspiration about working out. So that's why I woke up this morning early to work out. I came over here to be with Marco for Two Bears because my why was he is doing things at a pretty high level at a young age, and I wanted to figure things out through his view. I wanted to see his point of view of things, because I could never wrap my head around Kai Sanat and I Show Speed and all these streamers, and I didn't understand it. And I got a great view. The why for stand up tonight is I want this special to be the best special I've ever done. So I'm going to work harder on this special than I have ever.
That's
so
amazing.
that is why I'm doing stand up tonight. I would never typically on tour go in on a Tuesday night where I should spend time with my wife and go out and do spots. I mean, I have in the past, but it's always when I'm like struggling with a bit. Because I usually, I do enough stand up on the weekend, but my why is my body, my brain, and my heart. That is my why. My heart is stand up. My brain is this business, and my heart is.
You already said your heart is stand up.
My body is I'm disgusted.
Your temple.
By it.
Your body's
I'm
your
disgusted
temple.
by it. Can I give you a present?
Yeah.
Have you been waiting for it?
No, I forgot about it. I saw it. Obviously, you came in with it, but I forgot about it. I already got a present today. Some of the people in my office gave me a head spa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where you go get your scalp like scraped and stuff. It's supposed to be amazing.
Well, I think you're going to like this.
Did you buy this? Wait, you did?
Probably.
You probably bought this?
It's from the girls downstairs.
I figured.
And so I'm imagining we expensed it, or they chipped in, or Sarah bought it.
Oh my God. I'm a cheerleader. 400th episode. How amazing. Look at that. I love it.
It's awesome.
That's so great. Thank you, ladies downstairs. Thank you, guys. That's so sweet. I love my cheerleader. I was an excellent cheerleader.
You were.
I was. I loved being a cheerleader. Yeah. So anyway, 400. Where do I go from here? I have some ideas. I think I'm going to do a few other things that are about learning and teaching. We read this book in our book club that I hated when we read, and it's really stuck with me. It's called From Strength to Strength. And when I read it,
you just brought that up the other day, and someone else was like, "I'm reading that right now."
It's one of the books that I sincerely had a visceral negative reaction to when I read it, because I thought, how dare you tell me that this is what life is about? And then after I read the book and I've sat with it, it has stuck with me. And basically what that book says is at a certain point in your life, things start slowing down naturally for you, not just because of your business or whatever, but biologically things just start slowing down. So the most fulfilled people as they go into this phase of life from, 50s on, become mentors or teachers, or their mission becomes philanthropy or really helping other people. So I think I want to figure out a way to do something maybe with my Bible, or to do something with some of the things that I've learned. I know I keep saying I want to write a book, but realistically, I haven't put a pen to paper in a long time. So I want to stop saying that, because I'm making it happen. I'm just going in circles. But I want to figure out some way of doing that in a different way. How do I mentor, or how do I give? Because my Girl Scout troop's my last year. So after this year, no more Girl Scouts. Kathy, Kirsten, and I are retiring. And boy, will we have a podcast about that. We're going to have a big party, pop some bubbly, get Kathy Fromkin drunk, and have her tell some secrets. Maybe not about girls, but about Big Taco maybe. But
Big Taco, is that what she calls Steven?
No. Big Taco
Her
is
vagina?
No. There's a woman in our district who is hardcore. And she has a denim jacket that is covered with the patches that she has earned herself. And she has named herself, her troop name for herself is Big Taco.
And you don't think she's hearing this?
I don't think Big Taco's listening. No, I don't think Big Taco is in this world at all. No. So we talk about Big Taco a lot in our troop. So we may have to have a Big Taco moment. and celebrate. So, but after that, I think I need something like that makes me feel like I'm teaching or, I don't know, giving wisdom in a different way. We'll see. Sandra and I have some ideas. Christine, Sandra and I have some ideas. We'll see.
I like the episode you did with Stacy and
Kathy?
Nope, Stacy and was it Kathy? No, Pierce. Was it Pierce about menopause?
And Kathy, yes.
And Kathy, where you tried to make them not turn into old ladies.
Well, we're doing that every quarter. So,
that's so great. I
another
think you
one's
should
coming
do more
up.
of those.
I love
I
those
would bring
podcasts.
a big old fat person in here and take them to Ways to Well.
I don't know about big old fat person, but
Well, I wouldn't call them a big old fat person. I wouldn't tell them that that's who they're why
hey,
they're
big
here.
old fat person, want to go to Ways to Well?
I think you should be a listener. I think you should be a listener.
Well, so many people have signed up for Ways to Well.
I think.
Do you know that?
No.
So many people from my podcast have signed up for Ways to Well and are getting help. That makes me so happy. So
And
they
gave a discount, right?
Yes, they have. They get like a discount. I don't even know what the promo is. It's in my description. But so
If
many,
you're in Austin, you should hit up Ways to Well.
or Houston. They're
Or
in Houston as well.
Houston or Austin. I'm telling you, it's a fucking no-brainer. Those people are so great.
But they
They're
do
so
digital.
great.
They do like video. They
Yeah,
do.
But
you don't
I
have to
think,
be
I
in
think you should
Texas.
bring in. I think you should find. You're listening right now, and I know you are. And you're saying you're in your car and you have a Stanley full of a dirty soda, and you're going, "I'm a big old fat person."
Oh,
But you're saying that lovingly. You're not being shitty to yourself, or maybe you are like me. But you're saying that, and you're like, "LeeAnn, I would love to be on your podcast and get my life back in order." And I think what you should do is we should find someone like that, bring them on the podcast, hear their story, and then get them set up at Ways to Well and watch their journey.
Well,
It's so inspiring to watch someone's journey and see them find their spark in life again. When I was talking to this big old fat fucking piece of shit on the plane yesterday. It's this fucking tub of fucking piece of shit
oh my God.
sitting right in my seat, and he said to me,
He was sitting in your seat.
"Yeah, it was me."
Oh.
And he was saying, "The fuck did you eat that for? What the fuck is wrong with you?" My stomach felt bad, and the seatbelt was the guy in person before me was skinnier than I was, and I was like, "This must have been a child."
How dare he?
And I said to the lady, I said, is this your first flight of the day? And she goes, "No, we flew in here." I said, "The person sitting in my seat," she goes, "It was a man." And I went, "Oh, fuck."
Oh, Jesus.
I was like, "God damn it, it can't be that bad."
Well, I think we are following Kathy, Stacy, and Christine's journey. I can't wait to see their quarterly meeting.
Ovaries and
No, but
uteruses.
I do. And
I care about fat people.
To your point, well, then how about I sign you up for Ways to Well?
No, not me.
Yes.
No, stop.
You're the fat fuck that was on the plane yesterday, but you're not compliant because you won't meet with them again because you are a chicken.
No, hold on. That's not true. That's not true.
Chicken.
That's not true. I do my blood work. I meet with everyone. And hang on. I'm getting blood work done on the 20th again. And Denise and I will talk on the 20th.
You know, in the book that I'm reading for Friday, one of the most important things that you can do is be honest with yourself.
I'm being honest with myself. I'm getting blood work on Monday, on the 20th, correct? Correct?
Historically, how good are you at doctor's appointments?
Not great. Listen, I postpone. I postpone like crazy.
So Ways to Well is like an act of Congress to get you to meet with them. It is an act of Congress.
Listen,
so,
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you.
Let's be honest about who you are.
I've been
you
difficult.
are so difficult, and you won't take care of yourself.
I've been difficult.
It's not that deep.
My own anxiety. There's a big old fat person right now going, "I don't have Bert's problems. I just want to change my life."
Is his name Bert also? Because Bert Kreischer, you should take your own advice.
Baby, I have a special set of anxiety that is perfect for this job.
You are not as special as you think you are. You're not. You are not as special as you think you are. You are not. Your anxiety is very real. But there are people who have so much worse anxiety than you do.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
And they're not going to the doctor at all. I go.
Or they go to the doctor constantly.
I'm not. Okay.
You go? When was the last time you've been a cardiologist?
Stop.
How long have you had that hernia? Interesting.
I'm getting it all fixed.
When was the last time you got your Ways to Well stuff?
I'm getting it all fixed.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting it all fixed.
Okay. Okay.
I'm getting it all.
At least I
fucking
go to the
fixed.
doctor. When's the last time you had your teeth cleaned?
Stop.
When's the last time you checked your blood pressure?
Check it right now. Get me a blood pressure monitor. Get me a blood pressure monitor from downstairs. Get me a blood pressure monitor.
What
I'm checking
happened-
it right now. Get me a blood pressure monitor.
What happens when I tell
Get me
you?
a blood pressure monitor.
What happens when I tell you about my positive health checkups? What happens when I go in and go, I just got great news. I'm like 22% body fat. What do you do?
I celebrate it.
Bullshit. You do not. What you do is you go like this. And I go, but isn't that amazing? And you go, I'm just thinking about myself.
She said, I want you to hear this.
I have zero calcium
I want
scoring.
you to
And you
hear
go,
this. I want you to hear this. LeeAnn is very proactive with her health.
I am.
She goes, I can't wait for this doctor's appointment.
Can't wait to get my teeth cleaned. I love it. I love it because what you are put on here to do is to take care of yourself.
Shut up.
The one gift that God gave you is yourself.
Is anyone getting a blood pressure monitor? I'm taking
You
my blood pressure
are
right
a
now.
gift to yourself. You
So-
have to value it. You
Yeah, I
have
know,
to
I
take
do.
care of it.
I do.
We ask
I do.
so
I
much
do.
of
I
our
do.
bodies,
Oh my
yet
God.
we
I
completely
work out
ignore our
every
bodies.
single day. I'm doing sober October.
Yes.
I'm fucking busting my goddamn ass.
Yes. But
Oh.
let's just be honest.
Nah, hang
You
on.
are not going to Ways to Well the way that you should be, and you're not going to the doctor.
Hang on. I'm going to
Let's
just
just
say
be
this
honest.
right now.
It's honest.
You need to take out all the Ways to Well shit because that is not good business for them and it may get them in trouble.
Look
Stop,
at
stop,
look
stop.
at Mr. Manipulation,
Stop.
who doesn't want to be
Halston,
outed
I'm not
publicly.
fucking-
And Ways to Well works amazing when you show up.
Alston.
Ways to
I'm
Well
not-
is killing it for me, but I make my appointment every 6 months like clockwork. Some people don't show up. That's not Ways to Well's fault. That's the patient who is trying to now change the narrative. Just take it all out.
Get rid of the blood pressure monitor. My blood pressure's through the fucking roof. All I heard when you said that you when you did your fucking full CT scan and you're like, I'm 100% healthy. Doctor says I'm gonna live forever. I thought, so she'll watch me die.
There was no part of you that went, thank God I don't have to take care of her, at least.
I was hoping for dementia.
I was scared I had dementia.
I know you were.
I really was. I was really worried that CT scan would come back and say, you have early onset Alzheimer's or dementia, because I can't remember anything. And I understand that's part of menopause, but it is a profound shift in what I can keep in my brain.
I wonder why they couldn't find the blood pressure monitor.
Do you think anybody hid it?
No, you know, first and foremost, you have no idea what it's like to be me.
I know.
You have no idea.
That's your answer always. You have no idea what it's like to be me.
I'll
Well,
tell you my heart
you
rate
have
right
no
now.
idea what it's like to be me.
I wear a Whoop. I forgot to turn my workout off. I
But-
wear a Whoop. I work out every fucking day.
What do you think it's like to be me?
Oh, I bet it's fucking bliss. Just fucking bliss.
Why?
You wake up and you go, that was a nice sleep. I'm going to go get me some coffee. And then you walk downstairs, you go, look at that dog. Look at that dog. Look at that dog. Hey, Mr. Cat. Hey, Mr. Cat. I'm getting coffee. I'm getting coffee.
You're pretty close.
Yeah.
That's pretty close. You know what
Would
that is?
love to have that
It's
fucking.
a clean conscience.
It's a clean conscience. That glass of water brain of yours, I would love to have it.
Glass of water, Brian.
I got a foggy glass of water.
Well, you can't live without a glass of water. She found your blood pressure.
Where
Mom.
was it?
I'm sorry. Did you say it was in the bathroom shower?
Let me see it.
Oh, let's see. Oh boy.
You really suck.
Why do I suck?
You know, Tom does this. He gets. I can't let people take my blood pressure. I can't let people take my blood pressure because I get anxiety.
Yes, you have white coat syndrome. But why? They're there to
But
help
why?
you.
But why?
But why? They're there to help
I don't
you.
know, babe. Because you know why? Honestly,
Tell me why.
because I didn't have it until I went and got my blood pressure done in New Jersey at the doctor, and it was high because I had ruptured a testicle, and you're falling off the couch, Izzy. And she wouldn't let me leave the hospital.
And so you felt trapped?
And then it just skyrocketed.
And
'cause I
so
couldn't
now
leave.
every time you get to take your blood pressure, you feel trapped.
I don't want anyone touching it. I go, don't worry, it's fine. It's all good.
Is it a trauma response?
I don't know. She wouldn't let me leave the hospital, and I spent the fucking night at the hospital until like 3 a.m. And I had to sneak and take a Xanax because she wouldn't give me a fucking Xanax. I was like, can I have a Xanax? I'm like freaking out. She was like, I can't give you one. Your blood pressure's high. And I was like, it'll lower it. She goes, well, I can't give you one. So I had to get someone to go to my bag to bring it in. It must have been Dan, I guess, or Lonnie. I don't know. They had to go into my fucking bag, come into the hospital to see me, hand it to me. I had to take it so that I could fucking leave the hospital. But that fucking freaked me out. And then I was like, no one takes my blood pressure. I don't want anyone ever.
So that one incident has changed your reaction to taking your blood pressure forever?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you get stuck in the hospital. They won't let you leave.
That one incident has controlled your entire life. Blood
So
pressure.
I take my own blood pressure because I can make decisions to take it again and relax. Do you remember the time I was stuck at the fucking hospital at fucking I can't say the name of the person, but in Hollywood because I'm having a hard time getting this arm on. You're fucking killing me.
I'm not doing anything.
You're killing me. I got stuck in the hospital. I was getting ready for a TV show.
You need one more pillow?
You're such an asshole. You're such an asshole.
I'm not an asshole.
I know that people.
Hey, I love you and I want you to be here forever. And not going to the cardiologist is not achieving that. Not making your ways to all appointments is not achieving that.
You're acting like I haven't been in 5 years. Probably been a year and a couple months. Probably been 12
or
months.
a year
12
and
months.
a half. It's not been 12 months.
It's been 12 months.
Okay, so the cruise was 2 years ago in October.
And I
So
and
the
I
cruise
went
was
and I
2
went like
years
March.
ago.
I went like March.
And you went 4 months
Well,
after
I
the
went in March.
cruise.
Where's my fucking
Okay,
phone?
so then you went a year and a half ago. It was 18 months.
Stop.
Take your blood pressure. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Come on. Push the button. You can push the button. Push the button. You want me to come push the button for you? You got this.
It's gonna be high.
Let me see what you got. Let's just roll the dice. Come on. Let's see what you got, baby doll. Push the button.
It's gonna be high. Can't stop laughing.
Why? Why will it be high?
Because I'm laughing. Look at me. I'm fucking.
But does laughing make your
I'm
blood
breathing.
pressure
I'm
go
not
up?
breathing.
Oh, Jesus.
This is gonna be so fucking high. It's gonna be. You're not supposed to take your blood pressure. You ever been to the doctor and he's like, "Hey, I want you to laugh as hard as you can, real quick, so I can take your blood pressure."
No, they don't ever tell me to do anything one way or the other.
Just shut up. Shut. Your
They
fucking
always
mouth.
go, whoa, that's pretty
Oh, this is
low.
gonna be bad. This is gonna be really bad.
Do you box breathe? Does that help?
137 over 91.
It's not bad.
Nope. 135 over 89. I'm so good at telling you my blood pressure. 135 over 89.
That's not bad, right?
My heart rate was 83.
That's not bad either. My heart rate's 83 when I sleep.
Watch this. It's going to be so much better now.
Is it?
131
Are you listening for it?
over 87.
It's the same.
No, 140 over 89. It went higher. Anyway, okay, we're done.
But it's not that bad.
It's not that bad, and it's later in the day. Look, I got a lot of reasons I could fucking applaud myself. It's later in the day. I worked out today. I've had coffee.
Yeah.
I woke up at 7 and I've been going since 7. But then also that you make excuses for yourself and you go, yeah, but that's your lifestyle.
Yeah.
You need low blood pressure to live that lifestyle.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, I don't know. I think you just need to, if you're going to live a certain lifestyle, you need to be responsible for yourself and go to the doctor and take your medication. And I mean, you're really good at taking your
I
medication.
take my medication religiously.
You're just not really, you're not as good as you think you are at going to the doctor.
Whoa. Let me stop you right there. I never once said I'm great at going to the doctor. What I have said is, and anyone that knows me knows, I have crazy anxiety about going to the doctor.
Yes.
I will say this across the board, and no one can disagree. I am good at booking a doctor's appointment. I'm not good at holding that doctor's appointment.
Yes.
I am good at saying, yes, we should get our blood taken every 6 months. I am not good at getting it taken every 6 months. I always go, give me like 2 more weeks.
Yep.
Give me 1 more week.
Yep.
But my schedule is so fucked up that like, I don't like I sometimes I go, so you're going to tell me I'm going to fly to Paris and fly back. We're going to do a bottle signing. And then Tom and I are both going to fly here. And then I'm going to fly into Austin. And then I'm going to get into LA. And then you want me to go to the doctor on Monday and then fly out Monday afternoon. It's like, I go, well, give me like a couple days at home so I'm not coming in hot. Here's what I should realize is you can't train for a doctor's appointment. You should just go in when you're at your worst.
Yeah.
So, but I've done that. Here's the other thing is I've done that where I go and I've gotten blitzed the night before a doctor's appointment. And I go, this is me at my worst.
Yep.
And then he's like, we need to make some changes. And you're like, oh, fuck. Maybe I should have not drank the night before a doctor's appointment. Maybe I should have just gone in without getting drunk and going, this is where I'm really at.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. It gives me anxiety. There has to be someone listening to this going, no, Bert, I actually 100% agree with you. But, and then there's people like you that go, I want to know. I'm not going to sit in a fucking chamber for 45 minutes.
Well, I thought you already had like a full body MRI.
No? I had a heart MRI.
Oh.
A CT scan.
Yeah.
That's what I had.
Oh, you didn't have a full body MRI.
No, they didn't do my feet and my toes and my legs.
Oh, yeah, they did my whole body.
Yeah, I know. You went into a fucking tube.
Yeah. It was very relaxing. I fell asleep like 8 times. The guy kept having to go on the speaker and go, I need you to hold your breath. Ma'am. You had to wake me up. That was a great nap. I just took a little 45-minute nap.
I'll get some Oxycontin and go in there. If they can load me up with drugs, I'd gladly go in there.
So, okay, you describe what my morning is like. Why don't you describe what your morning is like? So if I wake up and I go.
I wake up and I think about my wife.
You do?
And you know I do every morning. I call you. Are you going to come and cuddle?
Is that immediately?
If I hear that, hang on.
What?
You know for a fact half the time I wake up when I hear that gate.
Oh, I didn't know the gate.
I've told you that. I've told you I love when I hear that gate because I know you're up.
Mm.
Sometimes I don't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I do is I think about my fucking wife.
Aw, that's very sweet.
Second thing I do is get on Instagram. And I allow 400 people into my bedroom.
That may not be the healthiest choice.
And I start fucking fighting with people that I've never met. No, I get on Instagram. I get on Instagram and I go, well, first thing if I'm for real, if I'm picking up my phone, first thing I do is check the news and just see what's going on in the news. Like today I was worried about the Mark Sanchez shit. Although there was nothing in the news about it. It's about some fucking Bondi Beach or Pat Bondi, Mary Bondi. I don't know.
Well, I do that. I mean, I check to see if anybody's texted or called overnight, like if our kids or, your parents or my dad or anybody's called overnight. I do that first. And then I do go like, I'm going to make a cup of coffee.
Oh no. And then I check my sleep. I probably check my sleep first. Today was 71%. I checked my resting heart rate because, I don't give a fuck about my health. I checked my resting heart rate was 65. I look at my steps from the night before. And then this morning I looked at Marco's YouTube page. Mm-hmm. I started watching videos about Marco. But I call you. And then I go, hey, come cuddle with me. And then you let Izzy in and we all cuddled. And then I fell back asleep.
Yep. Yeah.
I fell back asleep. I woke up late for my workout. Yeah, I think, I'm going to say something about podcasting that I don't stand by, but I will say sometimes I feel. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I regret being as honest as I've been.
Oh, yeah?
100%.
Why is that?
Because I feel like I was always trying to be as honest as possible so that I never looked like a liar. Mm-hmm. Meaning, if I ever flew on a private jet, I talked about it. Mm-hmm. I talked about it so you knew exactly where I was in life. Mm-hmm. I shared my experience. I posted it on Instagram, I now realize that anyone that I should have never said anything. I should have just kept it to myself. It was stupid. It was foolhardy that in doing that you allow people to form an opinion that's not right. They take the clickbait of what they need to hear.
It's limited. The
limited opinion, and then they just form it. Now I just knew so many people that were lying about who they were, and it just grossed me out. I knew people that would wear nice watches and then take them off and put them in their pocket before they went on stage.
Yeah.
And I just saw that and it rubbed me wrong. I thought, people have to know I'm making money.
Yeah.
They have to know my life is changing and they have to know everything about me. And with Instagram, maybe I always fudged it to make me look worse. I remember saying a statement one time about I love Instagram. I think it's fucking awesome, and when I think every other comic's is like, you got to get off social media. And I was like, I love it. It calms me down at times. And while I do love it and look at it, there are friends of mine who look at it all day long and never, and tell everyone they don't really look at social media. And I think sometimes I wish I had maybe lied for the brand.
Well, you mean lied, or do you mean...
No, lied.
Really?
I've watched so many of my friends lie for the brand that I go, I wish I had lied for the brand.
Why? But
because you just don't deal with anything. You don't have to deal with anything. You don't put yourself up for like even like all this stuff about the doctor stuff, and I'm really honest about like how bad I am about the doctor, and I'm afraid of the doctor, and maybe if a person isn't afraid, they just find me foolish and I don't know. Like I always felt like my job was to connect with the person that needed to be connected to, the person like me. And I think I forget sometimes. I'm, for lack of better words, I'm gonna use the word unique, but just how unique I am in that I'm not the average person. I'm a little broken, and so whereas the average person is
also a little broken.
Yeah. And
everybody's a little broken. I think the thing about it is that you will never, ever please everyone all the time.
I know. And
so
no.
The only option you have is to be true to yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you had lied about something that...
You would have been caught lying.
A, and B, you are not a liar.
No.
So you wouldn't be able to live with yourself. So, quote, for the brand wouldn't have worked anyway. Because then this would not be your brand.
Everyone's, by the way, just so we're clear, I'm saying for the brand. I know Pat McAfee says for the brand all the time. I don't know. Fine. I don't want you to ever correlate the two, that I think Pat McAfee would ever lie. As long as I've known that guy, he has been exactly who he is.
He seems pretty authentic.
If he flies on a private jet, he shows you flying on a private jet.
Yeah.
He's got a beautiful gold Rolex watch that he wears everywhere.
Yeah, he seems pretty.
Pat is authentically who he is. And I think I looked up to that when I saw him fly on a private jet, when I saw any of the people that I saw do that, I was like, they're being real. Kevin Hart, I never got, I never really bothered me that he did something like that. But yeah, I think in hindsight, if we had started podcasting, man, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't have shared anything about anxiety. Maybe I wouldn't share anything about OCD. Maybe I would never have shared anything about drinking, because I think people take that and they catapult it into something it's not.
But then you just don't.
No. Like I remember I did a podcast with Barry Katz, and he said to me on the podcast, we were in Montreal. And by the way, I wasn't in a good place mentally at the time. End of Birth to Conquer. I knew Bert Kreischer was getting canceled. I knew my Travel Channel deal was getting canceled. I was doing nothing at Montreal. Tom was blowing the fuck up. I think I had another full year, maybe, until something happened for me. It might be in 2016. And Barry Katz was like, Are you ready to admit you're an alcoholic? And I went, excuse me? And I realized he doesn't know me. He doesn't talk to me. We don't have a relationship. He hasn't seen me, physically seen me in probably 3 or 4 years. Yet he assumed that based on what he'd heard on podcasts. So I think sometimes I lived this bigger larger than life, like trying to keep it as honest as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that might have not been the best idea. Like when we talk about social media, and we make jokes. My screen time's like crazy. Well, my screen time's like crazy because I listen to podcasts while I sleep. That's why I have 18 hours of screen time. So when I sleep, my phone's on the whole night. But I think then people go, so you're like, do you remember the time? This, by the way, I just bleep his name out. Do you remember the time I ran into at that Grateful Dead thing?
Yeah.
And he was like, so you like wasted right now? I was like, no. He's like, how drunk are you on a scale of 1 to 10? I was like, 0. He goes, well, how many beers have you had? I said, none. He goes, vodka. That's your drink? What vodka? I go, I've had no vodka. And he goes, wait, so it's just like an act? I went, no. I was like, it's almost like there's no nuance
Mm-hmm.
in representation on, like, and he goes, so wait, like, what is it? Like it's an act that you a big drinker? I go, no, I'm going to probably have drinks tonight, but I don't drink before I work. He went, really? And I was just so blown away that like, and by the way, that's my fault. I represented it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I represented that. I guess everyone thinks that I'm drunk. Like when I wake up, I start drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm sure that's what Barry probably thought
Mm-hmm.
when we did that pod, that I wake up and I start drinking. It never happens. I mean, I've never woken up with a cocktail in my life. I mean, I'm sure I did in like fucking 12th grade when we were at Beach Week,
Does it really bother you that people have a perception of you that's inaccurate?
Only when it creeps into personal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like when parents,
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know if I can let my daughter over there. It's going to remember that one lady.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, but I'm too honest. I should have, like skinnied up my honesty, I guess. I don't know.
I don't think so. I think one of the struggles in life for everybody is finding that line of how much of yourself you allow to be vulnerable. And I don't mean vulnerable in living your life, but in being vulnerable to reacting negatively to how someone else perceives you. Right?
Yeah.
So you're supposed to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is very healthy. However, you don't have to accept the criticism or the incorrect judgment that comes your way. That is something that comes from an inner strength. But you have to have a lot of vulnerability and be safe in that vulnerability to have that inner strength to say, oh, you really just don't know who I am. Like that, and that's okay. How could you? You've only know what you've seen online, which is very limited and maybe 10% of who I really am. So instead of being offended by that, to have the strength to say, oh, they just don't know who I am. And I think that's
it's
very
crazy.
hard.
That's
a very hard thing to do. But at the same
I don't think I
time,
have that about anybody, though.
have what?
Those preconceived notions of who they are based on their representation.
Well, that's one of the things that makes you pretty special too, is that you don't do that. You kind of meet people where they are and you allow them to be who they are. But not everybody's like that. I think a lot of people keep themselves safe by making a judgment about who they are about to. I think I was that way for a long time. I think when I met new people, I would make an automatic judgment as to who they were and what they were going to be like.
Well, I don't do that in the slightest.
No, I don't think you do. But I think that a lot of people do that, and it's a defense mechanism. It's a way for them to keep themselves safe. Mm-hmm. And the collateral damage of that is that you sometimes are judged incorrectly, and you get to receive an incorrect judgment from somebody, which is not fair.
Like, even if it wasn't Sober October, like I'm just asking you, with my schedule today, would I be drunk right now? I mean, maybe if it was like the 400. Well, no, I have a spot tonight.
I don't know if you would be drunk right now, but I wouldn't have been surprised if you'd had drinks with your first podcast. And
Marco didn't drink.
But you know what I mean? Like if you have a day
like,
like today where it's
yeah.
stacked, one thing after the next, after the next. If it weren't Sober October, we definitely would have opened a bottle of champagne.
Yeah, we would.
But you wouldn't have been crazy because you have to work tonight. You would have had one glass of champagne, maybe two. But you know, I mean, the difference I think people don't understand is that you don't ever drink when you're working. And when you walk on stage with an enormous solo cup with what looks like vodka soda, people assume you've already been drinking vodka soda all day. That's an assumption. And it's not an assumption based off nothing.
Well, they think that's always my first, if that's vodka soda, that's always my first vodka soda.
Yeah, and you don't drink it until you're at the machine, which is the very last part of your night. But I would imagine sitting in the audience, and your larger than life persona, you would think, well, he's been drinking all day. But that's not true. It's based on nothing except some preconceived notion someone has of you. You are known to be a heavy drinker. You are a heavy drinker, but being a heavy drinker and being an alcoholic are not the same thing. Yeah. They are not.
I'm not shaking.
Well, I mean, you stopped drinking for Sober October and you had basically no negative side effects. None.
The only side effect that Catherine saw was I had 14 root beers my first day.
Yeah, that's what you do.
I was murdering diet root beer. So I'm used to having cocktails at the end of the night. And so we sat down, I poured a root beer or diet root beer. Fucking God bless A&W.
Yeah. That's the way you shift. But you've never had any kind of like withdrawals. You've never had any kind of shakes.
I'm always blown away when I see like a guy, I've seen people at the bar, their hands are shaking and they have a hard time getting the drink to the mouth. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I think people just think your persona is such that they think and assume that you drink all day like you party every day.
Use it as a superpower.
It is a superpower.
No, use it. And what I'll do is I'll walk in everywhere kind of drunk, like
just go,
what's up? What's up? And then perform at a fucking high level. Oh. And then if I do great, they're like, he's amazing. And then if I do bad, I was drunk.
No, that's lying. You don't do well with lying. Thank you for supporting me for 400 episodes.
Of course.
Thank you for inspiring me to start.
Of course.
Thank you for always being a great cheerleader.
I love you.
I love you too.
I love you more. I love you more because I'm going to die first. And I have a shorter time on this earth than you do. And I look at this as my short time. You're going to get extra time without me. So you get to do fun shit without me.
If your theory is right, I'm investing in a horse that's going to break a leg early. And then I got to just keep riding this fucking life without you. So I think I love you more because I could ditch you for some young, hot something and ride off into the sunset with that horse. But no, I'm devoted to my broke down racehorse who's going to barely make it to 55.
Can you imagine bringing some young buck in your house who every day has a different costume he puts on? Like one day I'm a cowboy and then one day I'm a Peaky Blinder.
Is he tidy?
Kyle, are you tidy? You got to see Kyle's Peaky Blinders outfit. It is fucking hysterical.
But he's not wearing it today.
When he went to Ireland, he dressed as a Peaky Blinder.
No, he did not.
It is.
He wore a wool suit.
Baby, it is. He posed for.
There's no way.
He did a photo shoot. It is so good. Kyle, will you bring up your camera, please? Everyone get ready. 3, 2, 1 for LeeAnn's reaction when she sees this picture. Now, mind you, this is Kyle in Ireland.
I love Kyle.
No, I know. You're going to love this picture.
Hold on. What? Who is this person with you?
All we did was just buy the hats. The hats are the only.
Oh, wait. And the gloves?
What about the tweed pants? You look like Peaky Blinders.
Hold it up to the camera so that Christine can see it.
It was New Year's Eve. It was awesome.
It is. Of course it is. Yes, it is. It is. I think it's amazing that you. Yeah, I think it's an awesome way to approach life where you're like, I'm going to dress the part. We're in Montana. I'm going to dress fucking Montana. We're in Ireland. I'm dressing Ireland. I think it's awesome.
All right. Hey, I want to say in closing, this is your podcast, but I want to say I am proud of you. And I am very proud of myself for supporting my wife in this venture. I'm very proud of that Javier podcast we did. Jair. And that I heard what he said. And you said, I feel like I have no purpose. And I said, we need to give you a purpose. And we got you here and you're here. and succeeding and thriving. And I'm very, very, very proud when someone recognizes you for your podcast and talks to you about your podcast. I'm so proud of the voice you've had and the voice you've given other people. You're really special as a person, as a wife, as a mom, as a dog owner, as a person that wakes up with a cup of water brain. I fucking love you to death. And
I love you too, baby doll. I think we make a good team.
we do.
Thank you for everything.
You're welcome.
I love you.